What is going on, everybody? My name is Chris. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Skate 3 video. So right now I'm actually skating at my DIY park. If you guys did not see that video, it was where I tried to build a park and only using movable props. And I think we kind of did it, but this isn't actually the topic of the video. This is just kind of like the park that I'm going to be building this bowl at for the title of the video. So but yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to build a bowl, and it's basically a custom way. You can do this a lot of different ways, and the nice thing is you can kind of do it an infinite amount of bowls and this is just going to be a very basic tutorial. At least to me it's basic, but for somebody who's never park builded before, I guess that's the correct term. This might be a little bit difficult, but you will need to do the merge glitch. If you don't know how to do that, just YouTube it. You can search it up. You'll understand if you've never heard that concept before. Do some research and you'll be able to figure out how I'm moving stuff into each other. But this is probably going to only work on either PS3 or Xbox 360. This type of this style that I'm going to be doing I don't think is possible on the Xbox One because I don't think there's the merge glitch on there. Again, I'm not familiar with it. I just play on the Xbox 360 and that's just what I'm familiar with. But anyways, let's just get right into the park build. So this park over here is just, again, I'm just building it here. But we're actually just going to build it in this area over, this is not related to the tutorial by any means, but I am just moving some of these objects over. So then we can actually build something around the park. So this is just going to be the corner where we're going to start. And the outline of the park is actually going to be quarter pipes. And the reason being is that if you tilt it on its side, and it's freaking out. If you tilt it on its side, you guys can see we get a perfect, nice circular outline. And it also then will be merged together and it will be flush. So you won't have any type of a... there won't be any kinks in it. Your skater won't get messed up. So it's just overall like it's really just a good way of outlining the park, and that's going to be kind of the top part. And one thing that I'm going to have to do here is this is just kind of basic, and I like just to have it the same. We're going to turn snapping on for this part. We're going to have this thing going, and then where is this? I think I'm building this wrong right now. Okay, so I'm still. There we go. Okay. So now I'm building the outline. So we have the one spot right here, and then we have this curved edge, and then we're going to build this. So now you guys can kind of see we're starting to get a little bit of an outline. And then we add this area right here. We're going to add another pad, and then we're going to basically do the same thing on the other side. Now I could just copy and paste it, but I'm not going to do that right this second. We're going to move this right over here, and then we're going to just use these pads. And again, you don't necessarily need DLC for it, but you do need to know how to do the merge glitch. Now, I'm just adding these top parts so it's all the same color, but you can change it, obviously, and do whatever you want. But now you guys can see we got the basic outline of it. It's starting to, you guys can see the outline of the pool. Now, one thing I like to do first is actually build the bottom part of the skate park. Or the bowl, excuse me, not skate park. And we can make it as deep as we want. Obviously, then, like, if we make it this deep, we're probably gonna want to widen a little bit. So I'm not gonna do that deep of a bowl. We're just gonna make it a, probably about 6 feet. It's nothing too crazy. And again, I just like to add the center part. And it's all right if this isn't flush because it's really gonna only be right about here, and we won't need to use as many pieces. Now, my personal preference is the quarter pipe on the lowest setting in the street terrain. The reason being is it's just overall you don't have to use as many pieces, and you'll be able to see. So right now I'm actually going to turn snapping off, and now this is going to be kind of up to you. This is personal preference. So if you want to make your park the bowl, like more of a vert bowl, so you want to make it so when your skater hits it, it's going to air up and go back down. Or if you want to make it super mellow, you can. That's the beauty of this. But the problem is if you're going to be skating it kind of like a half pipe, you're going to get some air and then you're going to fly out of the bowl. And sometimes Skate 3 does that, and it's not as fun. So I like to have mine a rough, happy medium, but just for tutorial purposes, I'm not going to be that much of a stickler. And this is going to be the part where it's going to be a little bit finicky, but that's a pretty good area. So you guys can see a little lip right there. The thing is, this top part is not sticking out the top of it. The reason being is because we're going to be merging these in a ton right here, and if it's sticking out, it's going to be a ton of bumps. Your park's going to look not sketchy, but it's literally like when you're skating on it, you're going to hit all these bumps, and that's not going to be fun, and it's just going to be annoying for people that are skating by. So now all we got to do is get another piece, and then you just kind of rotate it slowly, and you want to start building up that quarter pipe feel. So right now I'm slowly adding the transition. Now you can do it as many pieces as possible, or if you want to do it in the least amount. So I like to do about 3, because then once you start merging so many pieces into each other, the game starts freaking out, which, I mean, rightfully so. You're putting way too many pieces in than you should have, and then the game was actually created. So here, we're going to actually merge this up. So I just wanted to use 3, but you can use 4. But again, you just got to worry about potential earthquaking when you put so many objects into each other, when the game traditionally wasn't made for that. Why did I grab that and didn't add that? You're going to have that problem. That's why I like to stick to 3, because it's not as many. And now I'm just going to test it. So this bowl is actually technically more like 8 feet. So we got the nice transition. We're going to come back down. That's good for me. And so now we have we have our basic. I don't know why my thing is skating slow. I think it's because of the props. So hold on. I gotta just delete some of these props, because it is annoying me, because that's kind of just, it's like, see, it's not that slow over here, but when you go over here, all of a sudden it's slow. Or now it's fixed, whatever. So now I'm gonna copy this, and I know a lot of people don't like that, the way that I copy and paste, but I'm just gonna do it because that's the way I like doing it. Now I'm gonna merge this over here. Now we're gonna start getting this in right here, and you'll understand why. But I like to do this in the corners, because then you don't have to add, you technically are cutting out one piece, and you will get why in a second. So now we're going to copy this and make sure it's lined up, so it is. And I just like selecting it, because then you're at the same thing. We're going to do paste, and then now we're going to do snapping on. And again, sometimes it might be a little bit finicky, but you just got to get used to that. And here we go. So now the reason why I did that, if I did 2 pieces right here, if I did it like on this spot and this spot, I would technically be adding 4. But because I moved it over, we only have to do 3 pieces. Thus meaning, it's the name of the game is to not have too many pieces merged into each other, because then the game will literally slow down when you've hit the center of the bowl. So that's why I did that. So I only used 3, and if you guys see 2 here, then I would have another one here and another one here. So it's just all about saving pieces and building smart. So now I'm going to copy this side, and we're going to turn snapping off, copy, and then we're going to paste, and then now we're just going to move this on the other side. It's going to be very simple. It's like once you get the one area done, then you don't have to worry about snapping. This is just working efficiently. So now we got the one area over here, and now all I need to do is actually grab 2 of these now for the other flat part of the park. So now we're going to copy this, and then we're going to paste this on the side. Same concept, where you're building smart and you're saving space. So now we're going to move this right about here. We're going to do another side over here. And you guys can see there's a lot of pieces merged into each other. And the more curved parts, the better. So now we're getting that outline of the park. And as you guys can see, it's starting to turn into a bowl. But we got this area over here. But obviously, you're watching this tutorial, so I know how to do it. And you guys have probably seen it before. But if you haven't, this is all you got to do. So we're going to copy one piece. And then, you can do it as many times as you want, but I like to have snapping off, because there's no reason to have it on. But as you guys can see, I'm moving one piece right here, and you don't have to be perfect. You can see this little, here, I'm going to actually place this one right here. See this white area? Like, your skater's not really going to notice it. The game won't necessarily, register it. It's not that bad. So I like to copy, and I just like to be on the same thing. And then we can move one piece, maybe 3 pieces over here. I'll probably do a 3rd piece, just because I like to make it as flush as I can without having so many pieces. So as you guys can see, I just want to explain this here, the concept of having too many pieces into each other. So right here, see, there's 5 pieces just right here. Then there's another 5 right here. And then there's another 5. So there's 15 pieces plus this quarter pipe up here plus this piece. So the game's obviously it's going to freak out. If you do 4 or even 6, the game's going to start getting all crazy. And you can make this, if you want to make it as clean, if you have OCD, like I kind of have slight OCD, but not, it's more just for other stuff, but not in Skate 3. This part is just, to me, it doesn't matter too much. So we're just going to copy and paste this, just because for simplicity's sake, you don't really have to do it, think about it, I have to do it 6 more times, and it's all about just, see how my game is freezing right now? Which is fine. It's not freezing. It's just, it's figuring out like, oh, we have this many pieces to each other. It's not used to it. And we can actually fine tune this. So all I need to do is just grab this side in and then move this in a little bit. And it's okay if it's sticking out a little bit as well. So is this all merged in? There we go. We'll do the same thing on all 4 sides of the bowl, because then it'll start to actually act like a bowl. So now we gotta move this in, and again, you can fine tune it. I'm gonna move this left side out. And for those who are wondering, the reason why I have all 4 my prop meter full, because I do get this question about every park building video, is it helps prevent, it's not definitive, but it does help potentially with making your game not freeze. Now, I actually recently did a whole like 40-minute video, like it was an awesome park, it was just going to be a cool park build, and my game froze 5 minutes before I finished the park, and I did not save. And the reason being is because I had my game save, like I had almost, it said it was almost full, so you want to be careful of that. But as I was finishing that, you guys can see the bowl is finished. So it's actually not that hard to make it, even though it looks kind of more complex. It really isn't. As you guys can see, it's not perfect, but again, like the Skate 3 game won't necessarily, it doesn't really matter. It's because it's such a small area. Besides, you want to grind it, and you can see it's kind of flush. We're getting, it's actually very fun. These actually surprisingly skate really well. You can see we got the coping right here. See how it grinds really good. You want to make sure that's cleaned up. But yeah, this is just a very basic bowl. You can do, I know I've seen people who've done hips somehow. I haven't necessarily perfected a way to do it, but overall, it's a really fun thing to add to your park, and it just is something cool and different. But yeah, so it's similar to how you would build a half pipe, essentially. Now, I've been kind of leaning towards more like pre-made and just covering up some of the stuff, but this is definitely something that's kind of like very cool, and definitely adds an extra thing to your park making arsenal. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it did help you out a lot. I haven't really necessarily done park tutorials, even though like indirectly my videos sometimes are like that. But if you guys want me to do specific objects or any type of things, let me know down below in the comments. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And anyways, guys, my name is Chris. I'll see you again soon. Peace.